nice. So many emotions, guys. Hey guys, good morning. It's my first full day here in Tokyo, Japan, and even though I had some last night, all I can think about still is ramen. So today I'm going to go to a couple places. Actually, hopefully I can get a seat. And these are ramen shops I've never been before, but what's special about them is that they both have won a Michelin star. And I'm at my first place right now. This is Untitled Soba noodles. And what I read was that you have to get here really early in the morning, like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and get a ticket to be able to reserve a slot because they only serve certain number of meals per day. And the ticket costs $1,000 deposit and it's a refundable deposit. So you get your ticket, come back at the indicated time and eat your ramen. Okay, so I was able to get a couple tickets. You know, actually from the reviews I read, the tickets sell out really quickly, but maybe because today is a weekday, so there's still a lot of tickets in there. So I got a couple for 11 o'clock. Now I'm just gonna go chill at a cafe and just look forward to my ramen time. All right, it's 10:30. I'm first in line waiting for this noodle shop to open. And I heard it's really no nonsense. You're really not supposed to talk. You just go in there, eat, and get out. That's all you're supposed to do, which kind of creates a problem if I'm gonna talk about my food. But we'll see how it goes. So to give you back your deposit, hello? Oh, here's the vending machine. So I'm gonna go for 1 and 6. One's made with shoyu, and one's made with seo. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, we got 2 ramen, one that's shoyu and one that's seo. And this I think is the black truffle on top. Little seaweed. First time I've ever seen wontons in a bowl of ramen. This is like the longest excess skin I've ever seen in wonton. The sliced pork also, it's extremely thin. It's probably the thinnest piece of sliced pork I've seen in ramen. I mean, look at this, incredibly thin. This is almost like hot pot meat. Now to just try the broth. Wow. That is extremely truffly, like just a huge truffle flavor. The soup itself, very mild. It's really not too anything, just super fragrant and delicious broth. It's like I'm drinking pure silk. So I'm gonna mix this powder in more. Noodles look insane. Look at this, and a beautiful little smoke ring on the outside. Wow, the noodles are not overly chewy. They're not soft either. I think they're at a perfect medium, and it's thin, it's straight, and the broth has definitely steeped into it. All that beautiful truffly flavor, the soy sauce flavor, is just completely infused in these noodles, which, by the way, are made with 4 different types of flour. That's awesome. This brings us to the wonton with the longest string ever. The wonton I'm just okay with. The filling is pretty melty, so is the extra skin, but it's kind of mushy. Don't feel like it adds too much to the overall noodle experience. All right, I can't wait to try a piece of the pork. Oh, so there's a couple different types of pork here. One is the really thin slices here, and the other is a thicker slice here. That's insane. That's just one of the most melty slices of pork. Not just melty, it's so flavorful. And this piece, ooh, that's a fatty piece, smoky and fatty. Time to check out this egg. I just like staring into a sunset. Perfectly cooked with that. Add some noodles to it, get some broth, add some pork. Could you see the magic in that bite? There was a lot of magic in that bite. Oh, this is definitely noodles for those who love truffles. I mean, it really just enhances all that great flavor that's already in the broth. I think it's genius. The truffle move, it's genius. All right, I got another bowl of ramen sitting here. Hang on, I'll be back. This is the salt-based broth, and it basically has similar ingredients without the truffle. Little radish on top, some greens. Again, the beautiful thin pork meat. Again, the 2 wontons getting ready for marriage or pretending to be a ghost. And this broth is obviously a lot lighter than the other one. Oh man, that's still excellent. It's a lot less intense, maybe because it's white truffle and the other one is black truffle. Everything is just, it's just gentle and perfect. So you still get that great truffle flavor, but not so much in your face. Ramen texture is a shame. I gotta admit, I would like my ramen maybe a little more al dente, a little more chewy. But again, I feel like the theme of this bowl of ramen, it's just very gentle. Everything, very gentle, very mild. I gotta say, this might be my favorite element in both of these bowls of ramen. Like, this pork is just amazing. Get some noodles, get some soup, cover it with pork like a blanket. I'm a sucker for truffle, so this is really right up my alley. My favorite bite, with the egg, with the pork. I didn't even feel that thing going down, it's so smooth. Ramen number 2. Now I just feel all warm and gooey inside. All right, here's my overall impression of what I just ate. I think if you really love truffle, then you're gonna absolutely enjoy that bowl of ramen. And I think the shoyu is 100% more flavorful than the sio. Oh, also the roast pork I love. The thin roast pork, beautiful, very different from most other ramen places. So yes, it was absolutely delicious. So if you like more gentle flavors in your ramen, and again, if you love truffles, I think you will prefer this. But I prefer more of a bolder taste, more bolder flavors. So this bowl of ramen isn't really my thing. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just a very smooth, delicate, delicious bowl of ramen. But other than that, there wasn't really anything that kind of just jumped out, you know, that popped out, that screams, wow, this is really a cut above the rest of the ramen shops I've been to in Japan. All right, so 1 Michelin star ramen place down. By the way, that was the first ramen shop in the world to get a Michelin star. But now we're going to a second place, also with a Michelin star. The next place I'm going to, which I'm here now, is Naki Ryu. And it's about 12 o'clock. Check out the line. So there are those people there. There's about 10 people over there. And then all these people here. So there's about 30, 40 people before in front of me. So that probably means a 2-hour wait. But hey, it's a nice day. I got nothing else to do. I got a stomach full of ramen I'm waiting to digest. So let the waiting game begin. God, I hope this is worth it. And I moved up to the front of this line, and then I used to be over there, like way at the end. Hi. Hi. Oh, thank you. I was where you were. Yeah, about an hour ago. Been a long time. All right, this is the menu, and I heard you gotta get this, the #1 bestseller, Tantan noodles. Oh, there's also a mala, so it's very spicy. So this is like spicy Tantan noodles. So this place is very much like Chinese influenced. Almost going in. I'm like the 3rd person now. So close, I can taste it. Biggest difference between this place and the other place is how much cheaper this place is. So a bowl is like 850 to 900 yen. Almost half the price of the other Michelin ramen place. I can only get 1 bowl per person, and I'm gonna get this. This is their #1 selling noodle. I love ramen vending machines. It's like my favorite type of vending machines. So, dandan noodle and the soya ramen. This is the dandan noodle. Look at this. Kind of resembles what you see at a Chinese dandan noodle dish. Meat is on top. You see the hot oil everywhere. And this broth, I could tell this broth is thick. This is gonna be a substantial, tasting, flavor bursting bowl of broth, I'm sure of it. And this is to show you, and this is the soy-based sauce soup. And again, kind of like the last place, thin slices of meat, 3 different types of pork. I see what looks like kind of like a Cantonese piece of cha shao in there. Eggs and wontons. Noodle meal number 2. So excited. Let's start off with the dandan noodle, the famous noodle of this ramen shop. And the noodles, oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Noodles very, very thin. So I bet you this thing has soaked up all the flavor of this broth, which it is, look at this. It is a thick broth. And let's start off with that, shall we? Oh, whew. Let's see the chunks of fat floating in there. Wow. This is really punch you in the face full of flavor. This is my type of broth. I mean, so thick and packed with flavor. Look at this. Oh man. It actually does taste like a Chinese dandan noodle. Spicy, a little bit nummy. Let's try the noodle, and look how well it's grabbing onto all the broth. Look at this. Tell me that does not look absolutely delicious. Wow. Where have you been all my life? Holy smokes, you're not kidding me with this flavor. Every single bit of the noodle is just covered. Diabolically beautiful soup. My mouth right now, it's having like a New Year's bash where all his favorite friends are invited. Ridiculously good. Doesn't even begin to describe how amazingly awesome this bowl of ramen is. It's nummy, it's spicy, you can taste the beef, you can taste the pork. It's in your face, intense, yet extremely sophisticated at the same time. Exactly how you should see the love of your life. Actually, yeah, if you meet someone that hits all the connection points that this bowl of ramen gives you, you need to marry that person, like tomorrow. Let me just jump to this this bowl of soy sauce ramen for a second. Like I mentioned before, the wontons, the dress is not as long as at the previous place. See, this is the 3 different types of pork. This is literally like a Cantonese roast pork. And then you got the thin, really beautiful thin slices of pork, and then a traditional piece of chashu. Trying the broth. Oh, yeah. Such a strong umami flavor from the soy. Again, really bold flavors. Noodles, tell me that doesn't just give you goosebumps everywhere looking at this. Oh my gosh. Like the noodles? Noodles are chewy. The flavor can't really penetrate the noodles as well as the other dish. Wow. Come to daddy. That thin slice of pork, that thing can do no wrong. It could rob a bank and still be justified. Oh. 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 If that didn't just give you the feels, and I really don't know what to do. I don't know what else I could do for you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's just, I mean, I broke the heck out of this. It's like, I Humpty Dumpty this egg. Talk about creamy. Oh, this chashu is amazing. It doesn't so much have like a smoked flavor. It's just extremely porky. Now the soy sauce based noodles, really good, but I gotta keep coming back to my dandan noodles. This is me. And they also have here grounded Chinese peppercorn. So I'm just gonna toss a little bit of that on there. I am so excited about that addition. More nummy, more happy. I think if you guys come here, just every one of you get this bowl of noodle. I mean, if you were ever curious what the soulmate version of you in ramen form tastes like or looks like, get this. You'll see what I'm talking about. So many emotions, guys. And I know why I love this so much. Because this is like literally two of my favorite things in the world. Dandan noodles and ramen noodles got together, they met, they went on a few dates, they got married, had a baby, and I'm eating it right now, which sounds much worse than it really is. Oh, I'm so happy. This just made my day, really. I'm here to help you noodles. I'm here to help you guys. Just take that. Oh yeah. This broth is like the noodle rescuer. It makes any noodles automatically amazing. This is like the holly berry of food offsprings. Unbelievably beautiful. All right, I just moved all the noodles and ingredients to this broth because you gotta finish up this broth. It'd be a crime to leave any of this. Four bowls of ramen noodle soup in me today, and I feel good. And I attribute all that to this bowl right here. Highlight of my ramen experience so far on this trip in Japan. I can 100% see why this place got a Michelin star. I mean, based on that dish alone, they deserve like 10. That was worth 2 hours standing in line. That was awesome. Okay, so there's one more place I need to go to kind of round out this whole Michelin ramen slash soba slash noodle experience. I just gotta go take a nap first. And this restaurant here, Soba, that makes my noodle tour complete. There we go. Oh, thank you, thank you. Ooh. Little chopstick holder is adorable. So you gotta get a cold soba and a hot soba. And sero is when they separate the soup and the broth. So you dip the soup in the broth. So I gotta get that 100%. And this is a special thing they do here. They do soba topped with tofu, which is, I think, tofu. This is homemade soba tea. Wow, you can definitely taste the wheat. Really refreshing. Ooh. Smells so nice. Dish is out. This is the baked miso. Beautiful little. Okay, don't do that. It looks kind of like a little pancake. Never had baked miso. I didn't even know you could bake miso. It's tiny though. Oh, that is amazing. Wow, unbelievably good. It's just concentrated miso flavor. Just beautifully toasty on the outside. It's so good. I only wish it didn't come, you know, as a one biter. Oh my god. They're so ridiculous. Gotta get that if you guys come here. This soba already, just from appearance, looks so different than any other soba I've had before. And look at, you can see the wheat in the noodles. How you eat this is, you take your tsuyu sauce and you pour into this little cup. Then they give you some wasabi and some scallions. And you can add this in. Add the wasabi. Take your soba. Don't dip it the whole way, maybe a little more than halfway. That's so unbelievable. With the soba, it's so chewy. You can actually taste the buckwheat inside the noodles itself, like the grains of it. You can see it. These are the best soba I've ever had, like the finest quality soba I've ever had. This is like the Maserati of soba noodles. About to cry. Is tofu on top, and this is katsuobushi. So these are dried fish flakes. And this one, you just pour a little bit of the soy sauce on your tofu, and then you just mix it around. Oh, that tofu is so tender. I'm gonna try a little bit of tofu right now. Oh my god. That's the greatest tofu I've ever had. I almost couldn't believe this is tofu. This is like way tenderer than tofu, if that's even possible. It's almost like a pudding. And then you're supposed to mix the tofu and the noodles and the fish flakes. That tofu is almost like a sauce. Look at this. God. It's like this fantastically delicate silk. It's just covered in every single noodle. If you ever want to eat like the highest level of soba, this is it. Oh my god.
not waste a single ounce of this. What you're supposed to do with this, I think this is some kind of broth, the water they used to boil the buckwheat noodles, and you pour it into your tsuyo cup. Ooh, see how thick this is? Because the tsuyo has a lot of flavors already. And I think this has a very nice, maybe borderline subtly almost sweet flavor. Take the other end of your chopstick, give this little mix, and you drink this like a tea. Ah, it's a delicious soup. It's really thick because the water has obviously a lot of starch in there. That's a fantastic soup. The last thing I got is the egg drop hot soba. You add some scallions. Look at this gentle egg on top of the soba. Oh, look at that. I feel like the start of this dish is the eggs itself. Noodles are good. Broth is excellent, but the noodles, they lack a bit of flavor because the broth is not really penetrating these noodles well. I love this broth. That was hands down best soba noodles I've ever had in my life. I mean, not even close. The quality of the noodles is just incredible. Here's what I think you must have if you come here. You gotta try the cold soba. I think the soba noodle dish with the tofu itself, it's just mind-blowingly incredible. Now, you might not think so if you don't like tofu, but oh my God, you need to try that dish. And for the hot soba, it wasn't that it wasn't delicious, it was still delicious, but the noodles were not as chewy as I liked, and I felt that the eggs and broth were actually better than the noodles itself. Anyway, great place, add it to your list. If I had to rank these three places, I would say I enjoyed the second ramen place the most because it just fits my taste buds perfectly. Because that ramen is just basically everything I love about noodles in the world. And then this place for sure, out of all the soba I ever had, this place is 100%, like not even close, best one I've ever been to. And then Suta, personally, for how much you're paying and the flavors, not my favorite place. All right guys, that's it for my review of all the Michelin noodle places here in Tokyo. And again, you don't have to agree with me. Everyone's taste buds is different, but these are just my own opinions. Hopefully you found it helpful. Of course, as always, all the places I went to is listed for you in my description box below. All right guys, thank you all so much for watching, and until we eat again, I'll see you later.